like I said, like the first thing I watched of yours was like the breakdown of Kyle Stowers, who for 99.9% of baseball fans, they have no idea who that is. But that is kind of like the fun part of baseball where it's like you get to tell the stories of guys that aren't like household names. Like, what are some things that you, or like, what are things that you look for when you want to do a breakdown of that type? And is just like telling the stories of non-household names something that you really enjoy?
It absolutely is something I enjoy because, like you said, like we're both very passionate about baseball. So like I love going through and finding like under the radar players, and anyone can turn on any MLB network and hear about like Soto, Judge, Tatis, like any of these big name guys. So I guess my idea was to try to pick out guys that are also very good, but just not being talked about by most of the media. So I mean, they're fun to find because I go through the rosters, like, you see, wow, like, who is this guy? But he's got amazing power and he's got an amazing hit tool and all this stuff. But then, being able to share that with everyone is really cool as well because I think it brings like a lot of attention to those players.
So, who are some people that have caught your eye in doing that kind of research, like you mentioned?
Uh, sure. Let's see. I have a little list. um, well, if you want to talk about the Orioles, I know I did Kyle Stowers on the video, but I think Gunnar Henderson is really, really good. I'm so excited to watch him this year. He's got really good power, uh, elite hard hit rates. The only thing with him is like he hits too many ground balls. But not a huge deal right now. He's got great plate discipline and he's above average defensively at third base. I think he's better suited for third than shortstop, in my opinion. But he's fine playing shortstop if he puts up those kinds of numbers at the plate. So I really like him. Do you like Henderson? I'm sure you
I
do.
love Gunner. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
like he just flies around the bases, and you're right. Putting guys like him at third base, I don't think will be any problem at all. Because you could probably age, and you could keep Mateo at shortstop. So it's like the Orioles infield, they almost have too many good guys, and then you throw in Adam Frazier and Mountcastle at first. Like the Orioles might have one of the best under the radar infields. If you get a full season of Gunner, Mateo will steal 45, 50 bags. It feels like so. It's like and friend of the podcast, Adam Frazier, playing second. I love the Orioles infield so much, actually.
I'm happy to hear that. I mean, they have a lot of under the radar guys I think that people are sleeping on just because they don't know their names. I mean, I don't think DL Hall is a small name, but I would bet that a lot of more casual fans don't know who that is. But he is like an unbelievable pitcher. I think he should have a shot at the rotation, but I don't think he will starting the year at least. Some issues with control, but he's got a really good four seam, really good slider. I mean, he gets a lot of chase, so I would be super excited to see him play this year again. But
I like that. I want to give you one that maybe, this could be a future. I feel like he's more of a household name, but Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks. He,
uh, okay,
I
hold
think
on.
he's like the number 2 overall prospect right now. He has the record for sprint speed. I think it's like 30.7 feet per second. It's faster than Trey Turner. It's
Wow,
faster than
really?
Mateo. Yeah. Uh,
Whoa.
and he's like my favorite player because he's like 5'10", 160. And like if you look at his jersey, it just like swallows his arms because he didn't really have arms, but he still hits 30 home runs.
Oh
So
my gosh. Okay, he's not on their 40 man, right? Or is he?
he played like 30 games last year. I think he's on the 40 man. Um he's the real deal.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I found him. I love him.
highly recommend.
I love him. I found my notes on him. He's got
Oh,
unbelievable power. Yeah, I really like his power. Great hard hit rates. His hit tool, I don't think as developed, but he's a really good fielder as well. Did he play center field last year? He
yep.
did? Okay. Okay. I need to watch him play center. I'm on the fence about that, but from your watching him, was he good?
Yeah. I mean, the speed just plays in every aspect of his game, like beating out a ball to first base, like run it, getting the gaps, getting the balls in the gaps. Like I'm going to watch Diamondbacks games, and that's not a sentence that I think I've ever said. Um,
I
I
mean,
would,
they're not that bad. They're not good. No offense to them, but they're not that bad. Like they have some good names. Like they've got Marte. They just traded for Moreno, Corbin Carroll, as you mentioned, and I like their pitchers too, Gowan and Kelly. So they've
yeah,
got they've got some pretty good names here.
it's going to be a fun year. I don't think anybody expected them to win 74 games. That was like, if you had to rank, like, it was like the Orioles were like the biggest surprise in baseball, but a quiet number two is like Arizona going from 52 wins to 74. Nobody talks about that.
No, they don't, but I'll probably watch them too because
Um,
they've got Longoria, and as a Rays fan, that's
yes.
like that's the way to go.